Woo! Oh, man, what a severe game.
Oh.
Hey!
Hey!
Welcome to another Ramble Radio.
It's video.
Eddie,
Okay, whatever.
it's also radio. It
Fine.
can be both.
Fine.
It can be both.
Fine.
It can happen.
Right.
We're not alone.
Here we are.
No. Fully clothed.
What?
Hey, right there.
Not naked Cody.
Not naked Cody, baby. Right
Not
here.
naked
Here we
Cody.
are. And we have a new guest. This is an amazing early birthday present,
Snake eyes.
man, from a listener.
Yes.
How random is that?
Very nice. Very nice.
So Eddie already had it.
Yeah.
So I guess the listener sent it to you.
Yes.
So Eddie brought this over. Thank you
There
to
you
whoever
go.
this
Bam.
was. And that ain't it, is it?
No.
No. Look what else. Dead Optimus Prime, baby, right there, Cody.
Alternate
Look at
Optimus
that.
Prime.
Alternate
Wow. It's
universe
not dead.
Optimus Prime.
It's not dead.
They're calling it alternate universe Optimus
it's
Prime.
alternate.
Clearly, it's dead Optimus Prime because he's dead and,
he's gray.
He's gray, and
Because metal turns gray when it dies.
It does. Wouldn't that be great if everyone turned gray? Just so you knew,
It would help.
it would help, right? Like right when they die,
Like right when they died. Because
they
if you wait a
just-
little while, then you'll be able to tell. Because
Yes,
they'll
but
bloat.
instant
explode.
gray like Prime did.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
You're
great?
like, oh, this makes it easy.
That makes it a
I
lot
can stop
easier.
working on you.
Right. Here's what I don't understand. I got some continuity issues. I still love the movie. It's still a masterpiece.
Of course it is.
But
But
I've-
Cody can chime in too. Because
Cody, he saw how great
I've seen
was.
it.
He knows it's brilliant. Come on, that's a great line. When he says nobody summons Megatron, and then Unicron says it pleases me to be the first. Come on, that's a
Right?
great fuck you.
Best line Orson
Come on,
Welles ever
Cody.
spoke.
Maybe the best line Orson Welles ever spoke. I would think. I don't know. Let me ask you.
We
this.
were watching the Muppet movie.
Right, he's in that.
He's in it.
Yeah. He
Tice-
fucks Miss Piggy.
He does.
Right. That was
That's the climax of the film.
right, and then the groupie chick on the Dr. Teeth band, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he fucks her too.
Well, it's
right.
a three-way.
Right. Right.
Because
Right.
the Muppets are going to Hollywood to try to break into show business.
Right. Who
And-
better?
And back in the 70s, it
He
was
was
all
the
about
guy.
the casting couch.
Right. Right.
Miss Piggy and the blonde
That girl,
chick
the
from
blonde chick in the band.
from Electric Mayhem.
Right, they go fuck.
Isn't
they-
that
Orson
Janice?
Janice!
There you go.
Look at that, Janice. That's right.
They double team Orson Welles on the couch.
Right.
But he doesn't want it. He's like, if you
This
guys
is not-
do this, you're not getting into show
Right,
business.
and they still do
And
it
they
because
took
it's
him
Orson
anyway.
Welles. So you say you saw him in the Muppets movie.
I saw him up and was like, hey, Tracy was like, is that Orson Welles? We started
Yeah.
watching with Colton. I was like, yeah, it's Orson Welles. And this is his second greatest
Right.
movie ever. He's like, didn't he die in the 70s? I'm like, no.
No.
No, he held out a little longer. He had one more role.
He had one more thing to do. He had one. He had some business to take
So
care
it goes number 3, Citizen Kane.
Yeah,
Number
I'll give
2,
you that.
Muppet movie.
Number one.
Number 1,
No
Unicron.
question. Friend of the Ramble, Owen King, was legit angry with me.
Why?
Remember that?
Oh, that's right. That was an uncomfortable interview we did.
That was uncomfortable. When
He was
him and
not-
Tom were in my old
Yes.
apartment, they were not having my Orson Welles' greatest role was Unicron.
No, they were taking that way up.
They were not happy.
No.
Owen, if you're watching, I'm sorry still.
He's not.
He's right.
We still believe it.
Yeah.
We still believe it.
He started watching. He heard that. Fuck these guys. Turned it off. All right, but I have a couple of continuity. A
What are
continuity
they?
question is the first one.
Okay.
Why didn't Ironhide, Prowl, Ratchet, why didn't they turn gray?
I don't know.
Right?
Maybe it's only primes.
Maybe it's only Primes that turn gray? That
Maybe.
makes sense. I could see that.
Maybe.
Because when they pull that Wheeljack, I wasn't gray either when they find his dead body.
No.
Remember that? So that was kind of, a little
Maybe-
odd. Cody, I bet that bothered you when you were watching it, right?
Is that what set you off?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing that I kind of lost interest at that point.
Now let me ask you this.
Well, maybe it's because did he take the Matrix leadership out before he turned gray?
Yeah.
And then handed
Then
it
he,
to him?
then
and
he
then
turned
he
gray. Yes. Was it the Matrix?
It was a Matrix of
So maybe
leadership.
it is a Prime thing.
It's a prime thing.
So, but when they find his dead body in the cartoon when they brought him back,
Yeah.
full colored, red and blue
Right.
Optimus didn't make. I was very upset that I didn't get it. Now, here's my other question.
Okay.
When Galvatron gets the Matrix,
Yeah.
Cody, that your favorite part probably,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
goes, "Unicron, my master, with this I shall make you my slave." Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Another
And then
great line.
you
Another
see
great line.
Unicron go, "Ah!" Was that Orson Welles?
Yes.
Do you think they got Orson
they were
Welles?
holding a bottle of alcohol away from him to make him. He's like, ah!
Ah! Is that?
It's a piece of cake, and they're like, ah!
Do you think that was him.
No more cake.
What are the percentages that was actually Orson Welles who did that?
0% chance that was him screaming.
0%.
He was checked out at that point.
I want that to be real. Where
Do you even think he came into a studio to record, or did they send some guy over with a tape recorder?
They sent someone with a tape
To
recorder.
whatever
Absolutely.
shack he was living in at the time.
Look, here's what I hope. I hope it was the same with my Wilford Brimley diabetes theory, the same with my Charlton Heston tombstone theory, where they didn't know they were in the movie. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like with Charlton, like in Tombstone.
They just showed up at his ranch.
They showed up. They were scouting locations, and they walk out, and Heston has a gun and a holster, and he's like, "Well, if your friends want to get to your friend, they got to get through us
through
first."
me.
And they're like, start filming. Like shit. Yeah, they did.
He thinks we're really
Yes,
cowboys.
I really think he was in. Heston
Oh, yeah.
was in costume. He just had some dudes with him. He didn't know he was in a movie.
No.
I think with Wilford
He
Brimley,
thought he was living in the Wild West
Yes.
at that time.
And
Yeah,
with-
that's how far gone he was.
with Wilford Brimley, the diabetes commercial.
Yeah.
I always thought that. Remember, he's just on the horse.
Yeah, he's just riding a horse.
I really thought he was like a diabetes singing bush. Like the camera, like at 3 they just found Wilford Brimley standing on a horse, just staring off into the distance, talking about diabetes. They're like, "Fuck, get the
Well,
cameras."
it's funny because he got diagnosed with diabetes at one point.
Right.
And he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna get on a horse.
I'm just getting
and go walk.
and
about.
if they find me,
If
they're
they
gonna know. They're gonna know.
I'll tell everyone
I'll
about
tell everyone,
diabetes,
you have to find me.
but I'm just gonna wander off.
I wonder if it's the same. Like what if they were going to approach? They didn't even know, and they walked past Orson Welles' house, and he was just and Galvatron, and these shall be your minions, the sweeps, and they're like, "What the fuck? Here, let's just
Record
start
this, and let's
record
write a
this,
movie around
and let's
it."
make a movie around." Right? Time has been considered sparing for your wretched planet of Cybertron, and they're like, "Wait, what the fuck? How does he know what Cybertron is?" But now,
Stop asking
you shall
questions,
witness
record.
its dismemberment. Like, tape.
just record.
See, that's what I hope. I think I'm right though about Charlton Heston and Tombstone.
Oh, that's absolutely 100%.
I would.
That's factual.
I bet
That's factual.
I guarantee he had no fucking idea he was
No.
in a movie.
He was long gone by that
He
point.
was right. He was just dressed up with a 6-shooter
All he cared about was his ranch and his guns at that point. He didn't give a fuck.
from my cold dead hand.
You gotta come to me.
Oh, that was the only awkward part.
How
I
easy it
thought.
would have been to take out Charlton Heston at that point? Like,
Dude.
not even. You have to come to. Okay, and he just falls over and dies. And they just get him. They just get Doc Holliday.
Now, one of my favorite rap lines of all time is Ice-T's "Find me Charlton Heston, and I might cut his head off." That is my favorite. Because it was when Charlton Heston got all mad about Cop Killer.
Yeah.
Do you remember that when he went on the
Yeah.
news and
Yeah.
just started dropping racial slurs?
Yeah.
You wouldn't listen to a song called Blank Killer or Blank. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, what are you doing?
No.
Like that was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm right on that.
I
I
think
want
you
that.
are.
I want every old actor in cameos. I want them to just not know they're in. That's my hope. I just wish that would be. I think that would make it more entertaining if they just didn't even know they were in it. They're just like,
Just
oh,
drive
you
him to the
serious?
shoot.
Right.
Put 'em out there.
They just open up the van door. They just wander out and just start saying shit. And whatever they say, they record. And like, that's perfect.
That's it.
We did. Boom. Charlton Heston's
That's how
in our
Jack
movie.
Palance won the Oscar.
For City Slickers.
Yeah. He was just out there riding a horse.
They haven't heard that enough footage for the second movie. That wasn't. They just had enough that they made a sequel. City Slickers. I bet Cody's never seen that one.
You seen Silly Slickers?
I think I have actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Not bad.
All right.
Couldn't tell you anything about it, but I'm pretty
All
sure
right,
I've
he's
seen it.
seen it. All right.
Okay.
I lied to you. I said Eddie and I were going to make. We got to make up a list. We have to make up a definitive, good willow hunting list
Yeah.
for Cody. We already got Predator.
You said you started Predator, right?
I've started it. Yeah.
Almost.
I don't know how you don't finish it.
I
I really
how are you
don't.
not glued?
I
How are
really
you
don't
not?
know how you can get halfway through Predator and go,
Okay,
I'll wait.
I'll wait and see what happens later.
I'll see.
Well, because
Well, but
Predator
nothing
hasn't
happened
showed
yet.
up yet.
He literally has just watched the worst
but
part
he's
of the movie.
seen the infrared. He's seen the Predator.
seen the
watching
Predator
it.
look
that
at
doesn't
him.
that doesn't hook you enough.
I guess not.
to make
but
you
see,
go, "What's
all
happening?"
he's seen is just the parody of '80s action movies. That opening
Yes.
is. That's so. I would also be like, "What is this shit?" You know what I mean?
But
If
when
I
you
didn't
see
know,
the infrared, you're
I
like,
yeah, be hooked a little, but I'd also be like, "What the fuck?" A little bit. I would be like, "What the fuck?" You know, because when we saw it as kids, it was all cool. I didn't realize that opening was kind of making fun of every other movie Schwarzenegger had been in up until that point.
Schwarzenegger didn't even know.
No, I did not realize
No,
that.
none of those guys
As
knew.
a kid, I just thought it was awesome.
Jesse Ventura didn't
Right,
know.
he had no-
None of those guys knew that Shane Black was fucking with him.
Just fucking with him. I didn't, that's why I was like, okay.
Here's your toxic masculinity
as
turned
a,
upside down.
as a kid, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But then later on, like, oh, they're just fucking with all this.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So Cody hadn't gotten to that part yet, so I get it.
They're just
I get
firing
it.
machine guns into the woods for
Right.
half an hour.
Yes.
Because they're scared
Yeah.
little boys.
And it's dude, the machismo is so over the top too, and the goddamn everything with Bill Duke and Carl Weathers. You
Yeah.
ghost us again, motherfucker. Who you are in the world? You ghost us again, motherfucker. I'll bleed you.
And Predator just fucking takes them all.
Oh man,
I like the Predator.
Predator's great.
You should have taken out Schwarzenegger.
It's a great character. It's man. I saw Seven Samurai again. Ghost of Tsushima's been
That's a great.
getting me
That's
excited.
a great film.
Here's what's weird. I watched Seven Samurai. Have you ever seen Seven Samurai, Cody?
I have.
What's about almost 4 hours?
It's 3.5.
3.5 at
on
least.
the short side.
I
Maybe.
watched it gleefully in one sitting easily. It took Andrea 7 days to watch Summer School.
Summer School.
Yeah, the Mark Harmon.
That's only 45 minutes
I
long.
know. The Mark Harmon comedy Summer
With
School.
Chainsaw and Dave.
Yeah, with Chainsaw. It took her 7 days. Andrea will watch 20 minutes of a movie, go do other shit, and then let it play for 5 minutes, and then go, I'll watch it later. That drives me up. I can't.
Look, I don't want to. This may come off as somewhat sexist, but
Right.
most women watch movies that way.
I don't get it.
Tracy
can't.
watches movies the exact same way.
Yeah.
We'll be watching a movie, and next thing you know, she's like, "Where are you going?" And she's just up walking around
It
doing stuff.
kills
Like,
me.
what are you doing?
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Stop! We're in the movie.
Right.
But from what my experience, I'm not saying all women. I'm not trying to be
Right.
sexist, but I'm saying a lot of. I've watched a lot of movies with a lot of men and a lot of women, and women 9 times
If you're
out of
not
10,
in the theater,
if you're not in the theater,
They
9
check
times
out
out of
way
10,
quicker.
they're doing other shit while they're watching the movie.
yes, I can't.
Half the time they're just doing stuff and listening to the
right.
movie.
If I told her you have to watch Seven Samurai, she'd be
That's a
done with
month.
it by December. December, she'd be done. She'd start now. She'd finish it by December, and then be like, "Wait, which one's lived and which one's died?" Like that would be that 1,000%.
Sure, Yojimbo. That's maybe easier to digest.
A little easier. Yeah,
a
that's
little
true.
shorter.
A little shorter.
One,
That's-
there's one samurai.
You know what? Did we talk about the Western I saw? Terror in a Texas Town.
No.
Amazing. If y'all get a
The
chance,
Yojimbo remake.
it is. It is written by the great Dalton Trumbo,
Okay.
but he had to be under an alias because it was during
So Donald Trump was
Donald Trump. Isn't that sad how close that is? You go Dalton Trumbo, oh God, that's so brutal. I didn't even think about that. Fuck Dalton Trumbo. Fuck his movies. It is the most woke Western I've ever seen.
How old is it?
58.
Wow, really?
Okay, the only two people who stand up to the bad guy
Yeah.
is a Mexican and an immigrant. This Swedish immigrant. Those are the two heroes of the movie.
Wow.
They got a Mexican actor to play the it's fucking, and the main character is played by Sterling Hayden, who is probably to us most famously known as the Officer McCluskey, who Michael kills in the restaurant in
Yeah.
The Godfather,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
crooked cop in The Godfather. So he plays this guy who is a Swedish immigrant. He comes to a small Texas town to visit his father. His father has a ranch there. His father is best friends with his Mexican neighbor. The father gets murdered because they find oil on their land. And what's his face? The guy who plays Mr. French on that fucking show, Sebastian Cabot. He's like the villain. He's like this fat cat rich guy
Yeah.
who's just trying to get everyone to give up their property. Dude, there's even it's not about it, but there are moments in it that still resonate, even with Black Lives Matter, because they kill Sterling Hayden's father, and the cop is owned by Sebastian Cabot.
Oh.
And so when Sterling Hayden goes to talk, goes, well, nobody saw what happened, man. Nothing we can do. And then he says, how is this a country where a man can get murdered and nobody does anything? It's like,
Wow.
this was 58? They wrote this shit?
Wow.
And it even has there's the female she's dating there's another villain is like Sebastian Cabot's goon who's like the main villain, and there's a woman who's with him and he's like abusive to her and shit, and she breaks from him and she has this amazing monologue where Sterling Hayden's like, why are you with this guy? And he goes, because I see someone who's worse than me. and that's why I want to stay with him, dude. It goes
And
deep.
Donald Trump wrote this?
Donald Trump.
Wow. What happened to him?
Right? How did he fall? The terror, and it's also about thinly veiled about the communist stuff because like all the townspeople,
blacklisting and stuff?
they're afraid to rat out Sebastian Cabot because they don't want to get, you know what I mean?
Right,
so they
right.
just go along with whatever he does, and the only two people that fight him are immigrants. And then there's even a line in it, 1958, a Western. Written by white people, directed by white people. There's a line where they're trying to force the Mexican guy out of his house, and the villain comes and goes, "You got to get out of here." And he goes,
We're building a baseball stadium.
"We're building
for
the Dodger Stadium right here, Dodger Stadium." and then you're gonna come back and love him like that. That's the worst part. Is you're gonna love him you're gonna love him with unrequited love.
Wow.
But he tells the Mexican character, he goes, "That you got to give us this land." And I couldn't believe a Western in 1958 had this line. Max goes, "But my family's been here for so long." And he goes, "How long?" And he goes, "Hundreds of years." Like, it was just like, whoa, shit. Like, I'm telling you, this
Wow.
terror in a Texas town, it's not like, it's just it's a good, really good movie.
Wow.
It was a B movie, kind of fell under the radar. It's famous because Sterling Hayden's character, his only weapon is a giant whaling harpoon that his father had. So it's just weird to see him like wielding this. It's a crazy flick. I'll let you borrow it. Take
All
it
right.
before you go.
Okay.
Terror in a Texas Town. Cody, you got to look that one up, man.
I will.
It was a surprising woke, if for a lack of a better word, Western, where like it just.
It takes an immigrant coming in, someone foreign coming in and going, "Hey,
Foreign-
this is not the way you run."
Not the way you run things. And then the only other hero is the foreign guy, is the Mexican who, you know what I mean, who refuses to bow down. Like,
Right.
it's just, I mean, he has this amazing line where he says, he goes, "If I'm going to die, I'm going to die."
But it's because it's fascism disguised as
Yes,
democracy,
right.
And it takes someone from the outside to go, "This is
Wait a minute.
This is not
fashion.
democracy."
Exactly.
That's weird.
Like the Mexican character, he has a great monologue where he says, he goes, "I'm not going to die on my knees. I'm going to die standing up because I'm not going to give
Right.
into this shit." Like, it's fucking, dude, terror in a Texas town.
Wow.
There it is. I hate to go here this quickly.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's time.
Dex, have you ever in your long, extensive run as a restaurateur,
Restaurateur, I think.
had to deal with any Karens?
Oh, that's a good one. We've made some new improvements to the diner. We offer free delivery to all in Coruscant. A new family meal deal for all your loved ones to enjoy. And for a small fee, my droid waitresses can be reprogrammed to turn your youngling into a man. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow.
Dude, he's having his droids fuck children.
Sex robots
Sex for children.
that turn them into adults.
Fuck, at a diner.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't even run a brothel. Well, I guess he does.
Yeah, that's what it is now.
God damn.
What
Fuck.
What does he have on the Jedi? What does he have?
don't know.
He's got something on the Jedi.
They're going to go settle a trade dispute, but they're not going to go bust him?
He's the biggest problem in the galaxy
By a mile.
by a mile.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe Ray Park is right behind.
Ray Park. Ray Park might have. Cody, you saw that, right?
I don't know.
Oh, shit. Ray Park, who played Darth Maul, on his Instagram.
He posted revenge porn on his Instagram.
He posted
Oh.
revenge of a woman sucking his dick.
I think it was his wife.
His wife sucking his dick
Or
on
ex-wife
Instagram.
at this
Ex-wife,
point.
something. He posted revenge porn on Instagram. Mike,
Woo!
here's the good news. Darth Maul is under a mountain of bullshit makeup. Anyone could be that guy.
He didn't even do the voice.
Didn't even do the voice because he has like a high-pitched voice and
Yeah.
they wanted to, so it's fine. You could be anyone else. You don't need to fucking.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it was pretty. I mean, his daughter came out and was like, "My dad's a sick piece of shit. He physically and emotionally abused my brother and I."
Wow.
Like it was rough. It was yeah. So there we go, Cody. Ray Park, and I
Yeah.
think that right when they were announcing they were going to do a movie, a series about that crime syndicate
Yeah. Crimson Dawn.
that he ran.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to have to need a new Darth Maul.
Jesus
huh?
Christ.
I say just get a new Darth Maul. They don't need to scrap the project.
No, just recast it. Who cares?
Recast it. Boom, boom.
Who cares?
Anyone can be that guy. Just fucking, you could hire any stuntman to flip around and kick and shit, you know? We'll be fine. But Cody, I'm sorry you have to follow Dex. Yet again.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Where can everybody find you, pal?
Cinesnot Podcast, weekly VOD reviews available in podcast form on our YouTube channel and streamed live on Twitch as well. So you can follow us on Twitch.
Nice.
We also have ReMCU, which is a Marvel rewatch podcast. And then we have Quarantine Stream, where we're talking to people about what they're watching during quarantine. Part 2 with Jordan Olds, a.k.a. Guarsenio Hall from 2 Minutes to Late Night is up now.
Look at that.
Nice.
Eddie, 5 days a week, twice, I hear?
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. 5 days a week, Swings and Misses on radio.com. And then Tuesday and Friday, we got Ramble Radio. And
Fucking
then
brilliant.
Wednesday, we got Ramble Prime.
Ramble proper.
Ramble Proper.
Look
Ramble
at that.
Video.
Ramble Video proper. Well, there we go. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to all this shit.
Yeah.
Every Monday, you can see me as a smug nerd with Eddie here as a director.
Do it.
Every Thursday, I put up a new video on my YouTube channel where I talk retro gaming. Please go subscribe to that and watch those videos, all that good shit. And then starting on Mondays very soon, maybe this upcoming Monday, I'm going to be doing new games.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be exciting. And then I Twitch during quarantine, twitch.tv/retro rocha. I'm thinking 8:30 most nights, Pacific time. I think that's a fair. I
fair.
need to actually get a real schedule.
Probably would help.
You know, so I'm going to do that. I think I'm
Do
thinking
that.
8:30. But anyway, you guys, thank you for tuning in. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Bye.